We're here with head coach Carolyn Condit for our final weekly volleyball press conference of the season. Coach, it was a very competitive match in the NIVC against TCU. What struck me as unique about it wasn't the typical back-and-forth contest. Instead, one team would take control for a while and build a lead. Then the other would switch momentum, catch up, and take the lead themselves. This happened in every set except the fifth. What were your thoughts on the match?
My initial thought is it was a great match. It was a perfect match for us to play. We see Bowling Green a lot, and of course we know and have often played IPFW, but to go in and to open a tournament, a national tournament with TCU from the Big 12 was perfect. We needed that challenge. We were struggling on the road prior to this, and I thought it was one of our best road matches because we kept reinventing ourselves as we hit some of the valleys and would come back and play strong again. I know the first two sets were close, and then they really buried us in set 3. And then we came back to win set 4. So the ebbs and flows that you mentioned are right on. And we had the opportunity to win that 5th set so close when it was 10-9. But my thoughts are that what we learned was well worth it, even though it's tough to lose that match. TCU's a really fine team. I expect them really to be able to win their next couple rounds as well. They do a great job. They're big. Their blocking is amazing. They're well coached. But I think what we learned is that nothing's ever fatal in a match. You can always come back off of it. And serving tough is very important. I'm very proud of our group because in one of the biggest matches of our season, we served our best. And we had some critical serving errors when we didn't need them, but that's what happens when you have a tough serving philosophy. In the 5th set, a couple untimely serves, we might have kept the momentum without those, but maybe something else would have happened. So you can never just dwell on one skill. But I thought we learned a lot about ourselves and what we can control in that serving box, and how well we can keep coming back off mistakes and never let them keep us down. So I look at some of the numbers that were put up. We had Margaret Payne. I think she led everyone with 20 kills, and right behind her on our team was Gabby Harper with 15. Taylor had 12, and Margaret had 5 blocks on top of that, hitting 326. She and Morgan did a great job connecting, and so we had a lot of good volleyball. And unfortunately, we just sometimes did not do well around their block because they're a great blocking team, and when we were out of system, it was not easy to score against them. But obviously, bringing it to the 5th set, we were doing something right, and I was really pleased with Gabby Harper. She hit 250 for outside hitter. That's really good, especially against a huge blocking team that is going to be double teaming her in out of system plays, which we all have. So I'm saying a lot, but I was just really proud of how we handled ourselves and how we finished on a very strong note. And losing that match like all of them really hurt, and it was a tough one to say goodbye to our seniors. But we're all living through it, and what a great experience it was.
All right. So with that, the 2019 season is now complete. What are some of your final thoughts on the campaign?
You know, we fell just short of our usual 20-win season, but anyone that's been closely involved with our program, I think they know how resilient and hardworking and this team is, and what great teamwork they produced because they really enjoyed each other and playing with each other. We had so many sporadic injuries and then some serious ones that kept athletes out sometimes 4 weeks, that I admire this team for never giving in and never losing sight of wanting to win a MAC championship, because we had so many different lineups with often some young players that continued to work hard for us. So I always remember them as being resilient and just never giving in and fighting. And they're one of my favorite teams for that reason and a few others. And I think Tanya and Mike would probably echo on that note with me. To win the regular season championship and to claim the rings again, it was a goal that they had, and to win 9 consecutive, sometimes without some of our starters ready to play early in the MAC. I'm just excited about it. I'm just real happy that we keep that tradition going, and I'm happy for our team members, and especially our seniors, because to say they've done that 4 in a row, every team can't say that, and that's something I'm very proud of them for, which I guess is pretty obvious. And really, Sophie Ramirez-Ma, who is one of our finest hitters and blockers, missed just about a whole season because of a an interesting scenario of injuries that crept up on her, including a concussion. And poor Sophie, I wish I could have redshirted her and saved her that year. We'd love to have her another year, a 5th year. But to say that she was out the majority of our season and we still were able to pull that championship off, couldn't be more pleased for our team. But I know how Sophie's struggled with the fact that she couldn't play. She ended her freshman year on such a high note. And I think it's worth a minute talking about her because how hard that's been for her and really how much our lineup misses her. But overall, great. And I'm, more than anything, I'm proud of. We broke the record for our own program with 9 student athletes receiving all MAC academic awards. Couldn't be more proud of that as well. So overall, lots of good memories as we go into the holidays.
All right. So some fans probably don't realize that a lot of work still goes on into the off season. Can you give us a brief description as to what happens from now through spring workouts?
Sure. Well, they get to go home and celebrate, the Christmas season and whatever else they want to celebrate, and they kick in while they're at home because we have such a long break with our lifting strength schedule, and that starts to be a heavier lift because we're not playing volleyball during that time. They come back the very end of January. They pick it up with our strength coach, and we pick up the ball with them along with conditioning 8 hours a week until we declare a 60-day window. And once we declare that, we start our team sessions, which is 20 hours a week, and we can practice 4 or 5 days a week, whatever we can fit in, and show video and get back on track as we were in the fall. So it becomes like a fall season again with their schedule when you hit the 20-hour week. Overall, we only play 4 dates of competition. That's so different. And the good thing is we never miss class, and it's a semester that they can take certain courses that they would rather not take in the fall. And so I think the way it's designed for Division I schools is outstanding. We'll practice a lot. We'll work on things that we know we struggled with more in the fall than we wish we would have, and all teams probably do the same thing. Our freshmen and sophomores, if they hadn't been engaged enough, we'll certainly find that this semester. Overall, we don't have the competition scheduled yet, so that a lot of things are still ahead for us to figure out, but it'll be a good mix of competition that helps us get better. And we have something unique happening in our program. One of the middles that we've signed is going to start a semester early, and she'll be in to practice with us as of January and attend classes, and that helps us so much since we graduate 2 middles this year. So a lot of good things ahead, and very excited for our program and still proud to be a part of it.
All right. So finally, the team will be going on a foreign tour in May to both cap the 2019 campaign and start getting ready for 2020. What can you tell us about it?
We should be heading out sometime in mid-May after exams, and I'm not going to say where we're going to go yet because it's a little uncertain. Trying to figure that out with the cost of the flights and different things still. But wherever we go, it always ends up being a mix of really good competition, a great learning experience, just involved by being in a couple countries and just being immersed in the culture, hopefully trying to find a community service or something we can do with young children over there. And the amount of time we have together as a team to get to know each other. The seniors are actually going on this trip because it's their only international trip. But we'll also have our newcomers, and it'll be great just to have the team that's coming back next year really get to know each other on this trip, as well as the seniors in to have fun and help us out as we need them to on the court. So always find it to be invaluable, thrilled that we've had some thoughtful donors and generous donors make this possible. And I think we're all looking forward to it. It's just a little too far ahead now, and we're all just hoping for a little sleep and a little time away from school to become just a little bit more sane.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.